Hey, welcome to another quick little example for statistics. I have another example here with some data where I've got a bunch of customers for a landscaping service with their yard care services. And what they did is they tracked the time that employees spent at a sample of locations. So this is a sample, so we'll be doing our calculations based on samples. And that's one of the reasons why I can use minitab to do this. So you notice I've already taken the liberty of typing this sample in, and you can just directly type things into here or copy and paste them. Sometimes typing is better though. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate some stuff about this. So reading through this directions here that I wrote, I'm going to get some central stuff by computing mean and median and grab the mode. And then I'm going to look at those and try to decide, hey, does this seem skewed or symmetric? So how you do that in Minitab 18, like I've got here, in Express, it's very similar. We're going to go up to Stat, Basic Statistics, and over to Display Descriptive Statistics. And I'm going to throw my variable in there, and then I'm going to hit the Statistics button because I want to select the ones I want. So one trick with this to make it show you only the things you want to see is to set this to none, and everybody goes away, and then I can just select the mean, the median, and then you'll notice the mode is just down here kind of hanging out by itself for some reason. And I think that's all I want, so let's go ahead and hit our OKs. And so here's my statistics. Now, I don't think I have enough decimal places here for mean, so I think I'm going to make this show me a couple more for fun. And you can do that by just right-clicking and then maybe changing it. Oh, I guess I don't need more. Whoops. It rounded for me the first time. I should trust you more, Minitab. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to look at this and decide, does it look like it has some skew? So since my mean is smaller than my median, that tells me that I must have a couple values in my data that are much lower than the rest of the data looking at this. And I don't need the mode to tell if it's skewed, which is kind of fun. One other thing that's extra when it reports the mode is it also tells you how many values that have that most frequent value there are. So it's like, oh, there's 326s. That's the one that's the biggest. And this is kind of nice. But if you look at this and you're just like, I'm not convinced, I need a graph. Here's another quick and interesting way to do this, or more fast way to do this. For those of you who actually watch these extra videos, here's a treat. So if you go into Stat Basic Statistics, there's also this option called Graphical Summary. When I want to do something quick and I am not sure which values I'm going to want to use, this is the one I like to pull in there. So I'm going to throw in that C1 variable we made earlier, and we're going to get this nice summary. Now I only use this when I'm not sure about stuff and I'm just looking to explore, because it gives you quite a bit of stuff. So notice it gives me the mean, the standard deviation, the variance, the skewedness, like kurtosis. Ignore those for now because we don't know what those are. And then it gives me the 5-number summary, and the 5-number summary is much more informative when it comes to telling for skewedness, because you can look at this and be like, oh, yes, the median is much closer to the third quartile than it is to the first quartile, and much closer to the maximum than it is to the minimum. So that tells me I've got a little bit of a left tail action going in here. And you can also look at this histogram that it gives you to see that. Now you can't change this histogram at all, which is one thing that's kind of bad about the graphical summary, because you can't like make this look any better or change the graph. And you also get a box plot. And the box plot is also displaying that left-sided skewness here, because the left side is much more longer, it's much more stretched out than the right side. The lower box is much larger, or much wider, sorry, than the upper box, and the same thing is true for the whiskers, although the whiskers are much closer in size. So I would look at this and say, oh yeah, it's got some left skew. It's not like the biggest left skew I've ever seen, or the strongest one I've ever seen, but it's definitely got some. So that's what I would say about this. It's definitely not symmetric, it appears to have some skew. All right, that was a quick hitter. I'm already done. Guess I should have asked more questions in here, but I guess that's the way it is. Thank you for your time and attention.